Good morning. Good morning. I don't know what the issue is. It looks like there was a problem connecting. We'll just go. I am Sandra Allen Lovelace, and it's time to be you. Look, I'm a trauma conqueror, also a consultant and a coach. But that's the goal. It's time to be you, the person that Jesus designed you to be, the person that design has a purpose that fits together. That's why we heal and design, and we recover our purpose. We reclaim it. Yes. But look, this morning, I want to talk about healing more than thoughts. More than thoughts. I have a lot to say. I'm trying to condense it as a nutshell for you into a nutshell. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says we should take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. This became real to me this morning as I was in worship while I'm working out. My mind, body, spirit, laying down there, exposed to God. First of all, take every thought captive. Like, okay, thought, let's go over to the obedience of Christ. Take it into the presence of Christ. Yes. Obedience is not exact translation there. So it's hard to translate anything from one language to another language and get all the nuances properly addressed. But look, to the alignment with Christ. In other words, take all those thoughts and bring them to Jesus for him to straighten them out. For his light, capital L, for his light and his life, capital L, to bring those thoughts in alignment in his perspective, into the divine view, the divine world view, what's going on, and so on and so on. Well, today I was struggling with a lot of errant, wandering outside the lines, feelings. I was bringing my feelings to God, bringing them captive, following that same process, like, okay, this emotion, let's take this to Jesus and get in line with him over here. There's a big commitment that I've got coming up, and it's got a financial price. Financial price tag makes sense, right? Price tags are financial. It's got a financial aspect to it that is, causing me to think and feel certain ways. If you want to know more about that, just put a thumbs up in the messages and I'll send you information about it. But anyway, it's a big international trip of service, and some other things. And so I was taking all those things and I was really saying, well, Jesus has all this stuff under control. How did he do that? Well, he lived this world. He also, as me, he was in a womb that was filled with all kinds of fear hormones and trauma stuff that was going on in the womb. We know because Mary had to rush to the hill country to visit Elizabeth to get away from probably all the whispers and all the challenges and all the things. But he also lived his life, his 33 years in this fallen world. He knows what we're dealing with. He knows. Hebrews 12, I think. We do not have a high priest who is unaware of what's going on in our lives. No, we have somebody who understands every single thing. Okay, so how did Jesus respond? Well, he spent time with his Father. He talked about the truth, about the facts that as he knew them, directly, carefully, compassionately with his disciples. But most importantly, he spent time with his Father. His Father was the one. He went to his Father. I mean, think about the Garden of Gethsemane when he was really looking at what was coming. He knew perfectly well what was going to happen. And he went and spent time with his Father because his Father is the place where he got his strength. His Father is the place where, and where he was understood, where he could say, in his gut, he could say, if it be your will, take this cup from me. Like, Father, if there's a way out, please send me that way. Don't you want somebody to go to like that? Yeah. And Jesus is the way. That break between in the vertical relationship with the Father was broken in the Garden of Eden. And it's being restored through the Garden of Gethsemane, broken at the tree of life, and restored at the cross on Calvary, the tree that Jesus hung on and gave his life blood on our behalf. So I have a way to the Father. I can pray to the Father. Similar ways, based on truth. The same as Jesus. I'm his little sister anyway. And so it's not just thoughts that we can take captive. It's also our emotions. It's also psychological things. It's intellectual things. Even episodes and incidents. Seasons we're in. We can take all of those things to the Father through the Son. Wow. And because of that, we come into alignment with Christ. Of course, Holy Spirit's involved in the whole thing because he lives in here. He's communicating all this stuff between the lines of what I'm bringing. And when all I can do is just groan. That happened yesterday. So I'm just like, no, I can't do this. Like, I've been working on technology for 6 hours. I cannot do this other little thing. I cannot. God calmed me down and got through it. But look, let's just use something hypothetical, something maybe you're familiar with. I've read about it in books. But you're going along through life and saying, well, that was really great. Isn't this wonderful? Things are going so well. It's like, I'm just going to wait because, there's always the other shoe that's going to drop. The other shoe is going to drop. Like, do you really think Jesus thought that way? Even when he knew what was coming, he continued to go forward. He continued the triumphal entry into Jerusalem, knowing darn right well he was on his way to his death. Then he continued, he carried on. It's just the most amazing thing to me. This awareness today. It's not just taking every thought, all this intellectual stuff. And it's not only emotions. It's these little scenarios we set up for ourselves that stand so much as an obstacle between me and the peace of the presence of Christ in my life. And so today I choose. God has called me to make this international ministry trip to care for women. And he knew the price tag before he called me. He's going to take care of that. Now, I'm going to let you know, let other people know. So if you want to jump on board and be part of this exciting adventure, that'll be great. And again, if you put something down there, what did I say? Thumbs up. Yes. Put a thumbs up. I will send you the link and you can find out how you can be part of that exciting adventure. For that matter, if you put a smiley face, I'll let you know about the course I'm about to teach on somatics. That was for me and is for a lot of women, the entry point into greater and deeper healing from the trauma burdens. All the overwhelm in your life. All right. I hope that you understand what I'm talking about. It's not just the thoughts. We can take all the emotions, all the stuff, all the stewing that we do, all of these crazy coping skills, maybe like, oh, now I feel better now that I know that there's another shoe that's going to drop, so I'll be ready for it when it comes. Like, and of course, what a nasty thing. What a nasty thing to be thinking all the time about living in the favor of God himself, when in fact we live in a fallen world. And it won't be a surprise when something goes wrong. And even when it isn't connected to anything that we've done or anything else, something doesn't go the way we want. We go, oh, well, there's the other shoe. I knew it was coming. Like, faulty, flawed, so much time wasted, and not really a relief at all. Instead of thinking, oh, well, this is so exciting. This is so wonderful. I'm so pleased. Thank you, Lord, for all of this. Yeah, but I'll just wait for the other shoe to drop. What about instead of thinking, join me, come on, join me. What about thinking, wow, God, look what you've already done. Now, what are you going to be doing next? And now I'm tempted to go, but I'm just going to add this little piece in, and that is this morning. Yesterday, I posted that I was able to lift 40 pounds for the 4 sets of 6 times each. Massive accomplishment for at least a year's working at it. At least a year. Well, today, by God's grace, I thought, working upper body today. I haven't tried. I used 10 pounds for they're called lateral lifts. I haven't tried that ever. And I did it today. I used 12.5 pounds, so it's adding 2.5 pounds to my upper body load. And I did all 8. All 8 of them. The first set, I did the normal 10. But the second set, I did my 12.5 pounds. And I did all 8. Now, number 8 was really, really hard, but that's exactly where we're supposed to be in this idea of a functional overload. That's not the right word, but anyways, progressive overload. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is when it's time to move to another level and challenge the body, challenge the bones, do a challenge. You do it to the next place where, wow, I can get 8 done. Oh, okay, this is good. And then I'll stick at that until that becomes, passe. Maybe it's time now to go up a little more. Okay. So there's the idea. 2 Corinthians 10:5. Take every thought, feeling, emotion, scenario building, stewing, little saying to yourself that you think is a coping skill. Like, take all of those things captive. Like, okay, come on, let's go see what Jesus has to say about this. I just did that. And I'm going to be approaching more than one of those. I gave you a couple of illustrations, but there you go. Okay. Off I go. And remember, if you want to know about the somatics course that I'm going to be offering, then you can put a smile in the comments. But if you want to know about this international trip, more details about that, then put in a thumbs up. As a matter of fact, every single like is a benefit. That's your turn. This is my turn. Now your turn is a like, a share, or a comment to just confirm that this was an encouragement to you. All right? Here I go on to my day. You carry on with yours. God bless.